What up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with the review for Sistas Season 4, Episode 15. The episode is titled, We Know Enough. Yes, we do. Alright, you guys, so before we go ahead and get into this review, if you guys are watching this video or any other on my channel, if you guys are not subscribed to the channel, then I'm going to need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. Do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and also by sharing the video, you guys. And with that out the way, without further ado, let us discuss Sistas on BT, shall we? Alright, you guys, so this episode opens up, and we open up with Zach beating the brakes off of Hayden's punk ass, and Hayden is running around screaming, "Security! Security! Security!" I'm like, nah, you little bitch. You provoked Zach, so take this ass whipping. So Hayden tells, when the security finally comes, Hayden tells them to call the police. And Andy is trying to calm it down. She's like, "Stop." I'm like, "Andy, shut up." So Andy tells Zach to calm down, and she's going to get Fatima out of jail. So then the rent-a-cops, they got Zach, and they got Zach. So then out of nowhere, Karen and her wig shows up asking, "What's going on here?" Zach says nothing. So then the police show up. I'm like, wait a minute. Where did the police come from? Because, I mean, Hayden just told them a minute ago to call them, and now the police are already here? Y'all must be in a white neighborhood. Y'all must be in a white neighborhood, because I ain't never saw police show up that quickly anywhere in my life. So Karen goes into Andy's office once the police take Zach away. She got this stank-ass attitude like, "I came here to talk to you, but I didn't expect all this drama." Neither did Andy. So what are you talking about, Karen? So she asks Karen Karen asks Andy what's going on. Andy tells her, Zach and Hayden got into a fight because Hayden provoked him by telling him that he got Fatima arrested. Fatima, assaulted Hayden because she thought that he was the reason that Zach was in jail. And Karen's like, wow. She's like, is that all? So then Karen tells her that she doesn't know who the father of the baby is, and that the dates are too close, and that Zach or Aaron could be the father of the baby. But then she says that she doesn't want Aaron to be the dad because she doesn't know Aaron that well. And I'm like, but you knew Aaron well enough to lay down and have sex with him without a condom. Fuck getting pregnant. What about an STD? It's given Nick Cannon. So Andy tells her, it'll be fine, It'll be fine. It'll be fine. And then she tells her, you got me and the girls. So Karen's like, but I want Zach. We know that. And Andy was like, but at this point, friend, you gotta let him go, which is 100% true. Because Zach has moved on with Fatima. You gotta let him go. So Andy was like, what's wrong with Aaron? She says, nothing's wrong with Aaron. I just don't know Aaron. But again, you know him well enough to have sex with him. So she's like, you know what? I probably made him mad. So Andy says, well, how about you call him and talk to him? So then she leaves. So when she left, Andy called Robin on the phone, and it went to voicemail. So then we see Karen. Karen is outside. "Aaron, can you come over to my place?" He was like, yeah. Of course he's going to say yeah. Aaron, we'll talk about Aaron, and we're going to talk about Aaron in just a little bit. Y'all, I got it. Aaron. Let's pause here, you guys, and move forward. So let's move over to Bayo and Sabrina. So Bayo calls Sabrina, telling Sabrina how he's missed her voice, and that he tells her that the flowers that he sent to her, well, they were delivered to the hospital, and the people loved them. He got some pictures that he could send to her. She's like, yeah, send them to me. I'm about to get ready to head out, and I'm going to my car. He was like, you shouldn't be driving. He asked her, has she been driven? She says, no, I haven't been driven. He says, well, when can I see you again? She says, I don't know. He says, how about we go to the restaurant, or we can come back to my place? She's like, no, my place is better. So then he says, well, how about I see you later tonight? She says, okay. Well, no, she says, well, maybe I can see you later tonight, because, I'm going to meet my girls. He's like, that's too long. Okay, well, how about tomorrow? He says, that's even longer. I was like, oh, God. Why? So Danny. We move over to Danny, and she's at home, and Preston calls her. Preston is outside of her door to get his things. And Danny says, why are you here? He says, I told you I was coming over here tonight to get my stuff. She said, no, you didn't. You wanted to come tomorrow after I was at work. He says, did I say that? She said, yes, you did. She said, because I was at work today, so whatever. I want for both of them to stop playing games. She's telling him to stop playing the Zach games, but I want you to stop playing the games as well, Sabrina. I mean, not Sabrina, but Danny, because it's not just Preston. You guys are both playing this game, and I want you guys to both stop it. Like, be honest with each other about what you want. Open up the communication lines. That's what you guys need to do, and that's where the issue is coming in at, that you guys don't effectively communicate. And I just want that for both of them. So then Sabrina walks her ass into the door. I was like, how rude. Like, they take advantage of these keys. Like, you just walked into this girl's house unannounced. I get you got a key to her apartment, but damn, I would think that's for in case of an emergency. Like, don't just feel free to walk into my apartment whenever the fuck you want to. So Preston leaves, and Danny asks, he's taking the stuff. She says, yes. She says, what is that? She says, basically, I was right about Zach. So then, you guys, we move over and we see Q, Calvin, and Maurice having dinner. And you guys, honest to God, I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. I'm so thoroughly confused about Calvin. So Calvin is sitting up here singing Q's praises, telling Maurice that he thinks that Q should live there, stay there with them. And I'm like, this is the man that robbed you. He robbed Maurice. So Maurice is your friend. He robbed Maurice. He stole money from you. But you sitting here advocating for him staying with y'all. Why? Because Maurice even said, you saw his dick, didn't you? It got moist. It was something. Because it just doesn't make sense to me. And he tells me he can sleep on the couch. I was like, again, Calvin, yes, you live here, but your name ain't on this lease. It's Maurice's name on this lease. I don't get it, you guys. So Maurice is going to let Q stay because Q is in a bind. I was like, go find Nate and tell Nate I'm in a bind, Nate. So Maurice tells Q that he wants a meal cooked every night when he gets home. He wants it to be a hot meal when he get home. He gonna clean the dishes, and Q is like, okay, gotcha. I'll do whatever you want, as long as I'm on top. I was like, oh, okay. That's what we're doing. So we're gonna pimp him out, I guess. Let's pause here, you guys, and move forward. Oh my God, you guys. So this next scene, I could have done without it. Aaron. So Aaron finally makes it over to Karen's crib. My number one gripe with this scene right here is the fact that this scene, it went on for far too long, number one. And then it's Aaron and Karen. So Karen is telling Aaron that she doesn't want him to be the father of the baby because she doesn't know him. And I'm going to repeat it one more time. But you knew this man well enough to get in bed with him and have sex with him without a damn condom. So Aaron is talking about, Karen is telling Aaron that she wants to be with Zach. I'm like, girl, I think we all know that. But it was Aaron, for me in this scene, it was Aaron. Like, I'm not beating up on Aaron by no means, but Aaron looks pathetic. He looks sad and he looks desperate because Karen literally just sat here and told you she doesn't want you to be the father of her baby. She doesn't want to be with you. She wants to be with Zach. You are sitting here telling her that you love her, and she's saying, how do you love me when we haven't even known each other that long? I will give Karen that one little fact right there. You guys have not known each other that long to know that you guys love each other. And before anyone says it to me, that can be said for a lot of these characters. Andy and not Andy. I don't even want to talk about. I'm not talking about Andy. Karen and Aaron don't know each other that well. Danny and Preston don't know each other that well. Sabrina and Calvin don't know each other that well. And Fatima and Zach don't know each other that well. For them all, especially Zach and Fatima, they're in love. They don't know each other that well. The shit that Calvin and Sabrina are going through, they don't know each other that well to be going through all this shit. Karen and Aaron, they don't know each other that well for him to be saying he loves her. And Danny and Preston, they don't know each other that well to be going through the shit that they're going through. So it's all of them across the board. It is all of them across the freaking board. So, I mean, and it's like Aaron is just sitting there like literally begging and pleading with Karen. It's like, dude, please stop. Please have some kind of decency, some self-respect, something. Because this is looking bad. But then he says he loves Karen and he believes that Karen feels the same way about him. I'm like, she just literally told you she does not feel the same way. This woman just told you she wants to be with Zach. How much more clearer does she have to be? Please move on with your life. So next up we see Andy. So Andy is trying to get Fatima out and Zach out of jail, but she's having no luck. So Robin comes into the office and she tells him, hey Robin, first and foremost, she doesn't want people to know that they have something going on. He's like, well, I'm very discreet. She says, well, people have been talking about it. He's like, who? And I'll have him fired. She says, that sounds like a lawsuit right there. He says, but we're lawyers. So then she says, well, you know what? I have another matter that I need your assistance with. So she tells him about Fatima getting arrested. He said, what did Fatima get arrested for? She said, for assaulting Hayden. He smiled. She says, what was that smile for? He says, because Hayden is a prick. I agree. So then she tells him that the judge is a friend of Hayden's and she's not granting bail to Fatima. He says, you know what? I got it covered. He says, but what do I get in return for this? She's like, oh, so this is quid pro quo. I was like, we said it at the same time. So this is quid pro quo? He says, no, it's nothing like that. Then she tells him about Zach being in jail. He says, okay, so it's a 2 for 1. Well, 2 for 10. She says, if you get them out, I'll see what I can do for you. I was like, Andy, girl, you sound like a 3-letter word. And I'm not going to say what the 3-letter word is, but you sound like a 3-letter word. So he leaves the office. So I'm going to pause here, you guys, and I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the episode. So when he left the office, that little bitch, Hayden, calls Gary, says he's here. And Gary says, okay. He says, wait a minute. Okay. So he says, are they hooking up? He says, that ain't none of your business. So he says, I think he's trying to hook up with her because I think he's trying to hook up with Fatima as well. Hayden, Fatima don't want your little dick ass. Please move on. Hayden is literally the type of nigga that you gotta carry your gun around in your purse. Like you gotta keep a pistol on you at all times. And be ready to use that bitch on Hayden. So Hayden talks to Gary. He's telling Gary that he feels like with what is his name? Robin. He feels like Robin is using his client's money to come to the States because Robin's practice is in London. So he still doesn't know that Robert, you guys. So the video cut off. Sorry, you guys, the video cut off. So Hayden doesn't know that Robin is the owner of this firm. He's the big name on the firm. He's a leading partner. So they're talking. Then they start talking about Jake and the fact that Jake told Gary that he thinks Zach legally he bought that stock. And Hayden's like, ain't no way that nigga bought that stock. Nigga, why are you hating? Why are you hating? Like Hayden is the type of, like I said, Hayden is just Hayden is just one of them niggas that you just gotta punch in the throat every time you see the bitch. So Gary says he'll talk to his contacts down at the SEC. So then at the end of the episode, we see Fatima. So Fatima is finally out of jail. She says to Andy she needs to call Zach, and she's like, girl, yeah. So Zach is in jail. She's like, why? She said, yeah, because Zach came down to the office. She's like, and you told him? She's like, nah. Hayden told him, and Zach beat his ass. So then Fatima says, well, can you get me back there to see Zach? And she was like, yeah, I'll see what I can do. And she told her that, it was Robin who helped her get her out of jail. And the question that I have about Robin, because Hayden made a point about mentioning the fact that Robin's practice is in London. So how does Robin have so many contacts here in the States, and more specifically in Atlanta, Georgia? I was confused about that. Like, how does Robin have that many contacts that he can get them out of jail, and his practice is in London? Maybe Tyler will answer that question. I don't know. So then we see Danny and Sabrina, and Danny and Sabrina, they're at the grocery store. They're being followed by two women. Now, me and my best friend, we talked about this on Saturday. She had an idea about who these women were, but her idea was way off. So she thought that those women that were following Danny and Sabrina might have been Bayo's wives. Well, that's not what they were, because what's her name? Danny was like, Sabrina, why are these bitches following us? So the bitches that were following them, Danny's words, not mine, they're two women that are from Bayo's home country, and in the paper in their home, Sabrina's on the cover of it, and it's saying, has the prince found his wife? I was like, Prince, girl, throw Calvin to the wind. Tell Calvin, fuck you. A prince wants to be with you? Hello. The royal penis will be cleaned whenever it needs to be cleaned. But that's it, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about the episode. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel and turn on your post notifications and share the video, you guys. And until the next time, stay safe, take care of yourselves, you guys. Wash your hands, wear a mask, socially distance, be blessed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.